Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan. Hope all of you are doing great out there and celebrating Mother's Day. I'm going to go ahead and start off there by saying Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And if any of you listen to this podcast, we just appreciate all you do. And thank you for being so strong and incredible. So thank you. And I'd like to share a quick story about when I was a kid. I think it was third grade. I think it was third or fourth grade. My mom, she pulled me out of class to go to the dentist. And I think it was canceled or something. I don't remember if I actually went or not, but I remember we were going down in Riverside where I used to live, and we were going to one of the Targets out there, and I was walking the video game section, and she's like, "Pick whichever one you want." And this was right when, so this is 2004 actually. So this was when Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, the remakes of Pokemon Red and Blue. And I didn't even know remakes existed yet. Like, I didn't even know we were there. I didn't even know that was a possibility. And I just remember she's like, "Yeah, go ahead and get it." So I got Fire Red, and I think I got the guidebook with her too. And then we went and got Mexican food. One of our favorite places called Tony's. If you're ever in Riverside, there's one by the off Arlington. I'm sorry, yeah. Arlington and Tyler. Excuse me, that was really tough. And there's one off Chicago and University by Food for Less. So go check those out. Shout out to Tony's. I've been going there since I was a kid. It would always be a treat because I'd only go with my mom. It was one of her favorite places. And then Saturdays, used to have like big ass tostadas that you could get for like 99 cents. Really like the size of a plate filled with toppings and stuff. But ultimately, my mom's just like one of my favorite people. We've always done everything together, and she's always supported, even though maybe she didn't want to at times, supported like what I loved when I was a kid growing up. She fed the habit of, Pokemon, Halo, and just things I liked. She understood that I really cared about it because she could see the how into it I was, though. Like, I wasn't just playing it to play it. Like, she could tell how involved I was into those games and the worlds that they were creating. So it was really cool. And then, shout out to my grandma, my nana. She's amazing too, and she basically helped raise us. Whenever my parents went around, we were at their house, so she always took me shopping with her and stuff. And kind of like my mom, like, if we did good, or they really spoiled us in a way that like really was sentimental to me. So that's why I talk about it. It's not like a materialistic thing. It's just, and they were just really nice, and those are some of my favorite memories because it's really nice, right? Nice stuff that they didn't have to do, and they did out of the kindness of their heart. So. And all the incredible meals they've cooked and all the holidays we've had together, they've gone all crazy for, and just overall just being incredible people and incredible mothers. So just a quick shout out to them. And like I said, all the mothers out there today. So we're filming this, I'm filming this May 14th at 10:50 a.m. But yeah, I want to go ahead and thank all of you for hopping in on the giveaway. That was fucking awesome. Everyone really seemed to enjoy it. And shout out to Funko's RL and Anthony. So Funko won the game, and then I actually just decided to do a second prize on the spot, and Anthony won that. So shout out to them if they ever hear this. And Miles for being my nephew, for being the best assistant and helping out with that. The kid's just adorable, and couldn't be more grateful for him. And all of you for supporting this show. And lately, I've been playing The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, so you can start watching that playthrough on YouTube. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, comment, all that fun stuff. And then if you're listening to this on podcast platforms, please consider scrolling down where you can rate the show. On Spotify, I think it's at the top. And then Apple Podcasts, it's at the bottom. Those ratings really help, guys. I'm just going to keep pushing those. I think we got like 1 rating last week, and I really appreciate that. But if we can keep that going, that'd be incredible. I could really use your guys' help with that. I cannot stress that enough. And it takes, I think, literally 30 seconds to a minute out of your day. So please consider doing that. I hope I've earned that from you. And so just keep an eye out on our playthroughs. So, or my playthroughs, I don't know why I say are, it's just a one man show here. Um, yeah, so I'm playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Pokemon Stadium, Gym Leader Castle on the Nintendo Switch, and then also Star Wars Jedi Survivor. All those games are going to keep getting videos until they're done. Uh, but right now, I would just say Zelda's kind of taking a priority. It's incredible. Uh, just get it now. The review will come out eventually, but yeah, I could just tell you right now the game's worth it. So yeah, so this is just working it out. So let's just talk about our lives. Let's catch up on some stuff. I think I had a couple questions to answer. Oh, my volume is on. I think I had a couple questions to answer. Saul's Halls, all the balls. Saul's Halls number one. I just hit that. Um, you said have your mom on. Yeah, maybe one day. She didn't want to. She doesn't want to be on yet. Or probably at all. I don't know. Doesn't really seem to be your thing. And then Cody asked, "What brings you the most joy out of your day?" I think just honestly, like having a fulfilling day. Like I don't want to sit around and doing nothing. Like it is nice to relax. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not judging that. But for me, uh, relaxing would be like just just doing nothing all day, maybe like playing video games. Like, but right now, like Zelda's like so intuitive that I'm like into it like crazy. But I would say just going to work and being successful and doing whatever I can to find that success, and also putting a smile on someone else's face, or just being there for someone else, and being there for myself. Working out, still working out every day. I haven't stopped working out. Now I just need to stop eating like an idiot. I ate like shit this week, but what brings me joy is just having a good day and being trying to be positive and make the most of that day. And yeah, so I would say that what brings me the most joy. I think when like right now, shout out to Jared if he ever hears this. He's been sending me video or screenshots of when I die on Zelda this weekend. And it's like really funny shit. Like it's like I've died in very stupid ways, and it's kind of funny. But I'm really happy to show that. Like I'm happy to show my faults. And I especially at my own expense if someone else gets to laugh at it. So um, yeah, so that's been a lot of fun. And I would just say like that kind of stuff brings me the most joy is when people like what I do on social media with with the podcast and then the episodes themselves, the YouTube channel, like all of that means the absolute world to me. Um, Plus my day-to-day life. So yeah, I would say what brings the most joy too is my podcast or the podcasts I listen to or the comedians I listen to, their jokes are funny as shit. Like I listen to some great comedians and I'm grateful for all of them. I watch the Kill Tony show every Monday night. It premieres every Monday night. Go check that out with Tony Hinchcliffe and Redban, the Godfather of podcast. And then you got Two Bears, One Cave with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura. I love Bert, but he's kind of annoying sometimes. But Tom's the best. Fucking love Tom. I used to listen to Bill Burr's Monday morning podcast. He's great. Sometimes I'll check out Joe Rogan and then YMH, so Your Mom's House, with Tom Segura and Christina Pajinski, his wife. That's a fucking phenomenal podcast. That's the podcast to check out for sure. So yeah, I just listen to those podcasts. I laugh. I listen to my music. Brings me a ton of joy. The music I listen to brings me a phenomenal amount of joy. So yeah, that's that's basically my answer for your question, Cody. Thank you though for asking that. I appreciate it. And then I just have a couple things to talk about that I kind of wrote down. We can kind of veer into anything, but I already talked about games in the podcast. Um, June 11th, I think it's June 11th, is the 30th anniversary of Jurassic Park. So keep an eye out for that. Me and Brandon are going to do an episode, maybe with my friend Connor as well, hopping on. And then me and Brandon did a Jurassic Park episode on Thursday last week, and that will be releasing on Wednesday. So keep an eye out for that. Um, I had a great week at work. Just really trying to hit those goals for the month and be successful. Typical shit. You know how it is, selling cases, making my boss happy. I had an interview this week for a potential promotion, and that was phenomenal. I've been saying phenomenal a lot. My bad, but it went great. It went really good. I wasn't anxious or nervous before getting into it, and like that says a lot. I feel, and I don't mean that in a cocky way. I'm just really happy about that. I'm happy that the work I've done in my life like, no, I'm like that confident in my ability to speak upon my work. And that was awesome. I know had a great interview with the people I was with. They're incredible people. So, it was awesome. I walked out of there feeling like I was on top of the world. I was truly on cloud nine. And then, I went to a beautiful community park down a couple, like 20 minutes down the freeway from me, to meet up with my team and celebrate like an area picnic. So that was really cool. Just a great work week. Couldn't be more grateful for that. I wrote down a note that says, talk about watching videos in the dark alone and laughing hysterically. So I think it was Friday night. I was just chilling, just kind of relaxing before hopping back on Zelda. And I was just on, I think it was TikTok. It was either TikTok, YouTube, or Instagram. Those are the only three I really use. Sometimes Twitter. Um, and I just started laughing my ass off at like these string of videos I was watching, but I was just like laying in the dark, and it's like not even that late. And I was like, this is my life. This is a single guy life to the fullest right now. So I don't know why I felt like sharing that, because I found it comical that like that's what I was doing. I don't know. It was it was funny to me. Maybe not to you. You're like, all right, right. It's not that funny. But yeah, this is also Mental Health Awareness Month. I think every month should be we trying to check in on ourselves and make sure that we're doing okay. It's okay to not do okay, but that's another thing I want to talk about is the struggles of mental health. It's rough. I did set up a therapist appointment, and then well, actually, it automatically canceled because I forgot to do some information, but I just don't think I'm there yet. I think about it. I'm deeply considering it someday, but I just like I don't know. Well, that's the whole point of it too, is to explore what someone else may say, a professional. But I don't really know what they would say that could help me out. I feel like the challenges I have, I know what they are. One of them's time to heal and move on, and the other one is just being consistent with everything I'm trying to improve on and do it efficiently, so you can have that consistency moving forward, which is like physical health and eating bad food and shit, like just trying to cut it out, and working out. I feel like I got that dialed in, um thank God, because that's been fun. Like today kicked my ass, and it feels good. But yeah, I just hope all of you out there are doing good mentally. I hope you're happy, you're healthy, and you're being loved and taken care of, and you're taking care of others, and just doing your thing. But speaking on that, and how mental health is rough, I heard a story this week, and I'll make sure the person just stays anonymous. But I found out that a fourth grader planned to kill his classmate, um, by a string of notes and drawings. And they were talking. The kid was talking about how he would do it, and like literally to a T, like every detail of how he would kill this girl in his classmate. Um, and when asked why he's making these notes, and honestly, his death threat essentially, he just said that she was annoying. And really bummed me out to hear that story, because obviously we know that there's stuff going on in schools and kids and terrible things happening out there. And I just remember though, when I was that age, like the shit I thought about that I thought was dark, like wasn't like even a fraction of this. I definitely wasn't hurting people, but oh my gosh, it's just crazy to think like because of the internet and like social media, and kids can learn now what some of us didn't even learn unless we had a computer. So now you have a computer in your hands, and the second you're curious about something, you just type it in on Safari and call it a day, or the web. So it's just really sad to hear that story, and how bad it is with kids these days, and how young they are, and how like early it's starting, with all these type of mental challenges and stuff. So I thought I'd share that. So if any of you have kids, maybe help the society out, and make sure that they understand what's wrong and right. Because when I was a kid, because a lot of people will say like, oh, video games are bad and they're a bad influence, and I'm like, nope, they're really not, because I knew when I was playing Grand Theft Auto and I shot a hooker or I ran someone over, I knew that that's not right. Like you can't, this is just a fantasy, like fictional world. None of this can happen. So, my parents and even my brothers and any elder who play with me or older person, they always made sure to like, no, you can't be doing this shit outside of this controller. And I made sure that like I wasn't perfect, but I definitely wasn't doing anything fucking stupid and crazy. I might have just referred to some shit verbally that I heard in the game. Um, but I also could have just learned that from all the movies that I wasn't supposed to watch and all the TV shows. So I think like that's an argument that annoys me because ultimately it comes down to the parents. Like you need to set what's right and wrong. So it's just really sad to hear the state in which our kids are saying to each other and wanting to do to each other at such a young age. It's so sad to hear. So hopefully that can be worked on. But honestly, because of the internet and shit, it's pretty rough. But yeah, little little bit of a dark note there. But honestly, it's been a great week, and I hope all of you have had a fantastic week. I thank all of you for being amazing and so supportive. Um, when it comes to like mental health and stuff, like, people saying really nice things about the podcast is like mind blowing to me. And, it's something that I don't think will ever get old. Like, I just really appreciate it. And, I'm happy that maybe you laugh or smile from the podcast or get something from it. Or it gets you through your drive. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's good background noise for you. I'm happy with that too. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Just kind of a short and sweet episode today. Just once again, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Some incredible people I know. So just shout out to you, my own family, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.